What's going on? I'm back on the channel today to let you guys know my experiences after deleting social media. I actually deleted social media a couple of months ago. Went through something and now I was like, you know what? I'm actually low-key sick of this. I kind of see the bullshit that it's been throwing me. I was just kind of done with it. So I ended up deleting all the social medias I had. I had Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and Snapchat, I believe. I deleted every single one of them, and here's my thoughts after it. I hope you guys actually can enjoy this, and maybe you'll try this. I think it's a beautiful experience in my humble opinion. So first thing I felt, honestly, was mental clarity. I wasn't worried about what everybody else was doing before. When I had the apps, it's kind of like a silent judgment. You see everybody else's stories and see what everybody else is doing, or these great things that everybody is doing, because they only post the great things in the first place. So I would get online, look at a couple of my friends' story. Dang, he just got this done. Oh, this girl just went to New York, bro. You know what I'm saying? For the first time in a while, like even before high school, which I just graduated last year, I wasn't worried about what everybody else was doing. I didn't care about who was texting me. I didn't care about what everybody else was posting. Where they were going. Oh, I want to do this too. You know, it was just me, my thoughts, and living in the moment. I feel like that's one of the reasons nostalgia is such a big thing now, because people are always constantly able to see what everybody else is doing, and you know not just live in the moment, and they're always able to see what you're doing if you're actually posting. Don't, if you're not trying to be half in the mix, half not, be mysterious, and look at everybody else's posts but not post anything yourself. And it's crazy that some people will actually do that to feel cool on Instagram, bro. Like, that shit's lame as hell. Which honestly leads me in my next point. I felt like a real sense of privacy. Nobody was actually really interested in what I had going on. Like, if you wanted to know about me, you would have to come ask me directly, which is, bro, that's unheard of nowadays. Like, for real, everybody always sees what they're posting. Bro, I saw you last weekend. I don't hear that anymore. It's an amazing feeling, really. It's kind of like you're just in your own world, you're in your own story. Whenever you have those friends that you just want to catch up with out of nowhere, and they just pop up out of nowhere, they spawn in, you know what I'm saying? You get a real genuine conversation built off what you've actually been doing the past months, instead of just, oh, they saw your story, or you did this, so I saw you do that. It's actually real genuine conversation. I think it's pretty cool. In the end, I also end up feeling less distracted by what other people had going on. It's great, when you don't wake up and doom scroll for this next 6 hours until it's like 12 o'clock, and then you realize, damn, I ain't been doing nothing all day. And then you really realize why you don't want to do anything at all that day, because you woke up frying your brain with content on the low, short form content, especially reels is a endless void of content. It'll never end. TikTok will never end. You're just gonna keep scrolling, and that's exactly what these companies hope for. Your attention is millions on the dollar for them, bro. Millions, probably billions at this point, bro. Everybody's attention is worth money. And I don't know if that's a healthy thing, because if you look at your screen time by the end of the week or whatever, you probably end up spending 50, 60 hours on your phone that week, and it's insane. You probably spent the amount of time that niggas be spending at a part-time job on your phone scrolling away per week, and you don't even realize it. You don't even understand how much time has passed you or went by, and it's actually insane. There are people working at part-time jobs right now, 25 hours a week at like CVS, Ingles, Walmart, Chick-fil-A, and your screen time is showing the same thing for Instagram alone, bro. Bro, it's grits. Now then, since cutting that time off social media, there's another thing. You get to use your time more productively. There's an increase in productivity as soon as you delete these apps. At first, when you delete them, it's just like any bad addiction, nicotine, alcohol, you're gonna want to do it again. But once you realize that everything that you're doing is honestly not worth it, and you can put your time towards something more productive or useful, or something that'll actually make you happier, that won't instantly gratify your brain by whatever you're watching or play on your emotions, then it's actually amazing. Like, after I deleted social media, I actually started going on more walks, skateboarding a little more, enjoying the scenery around me, going to parks, lakes, things of that nature. And it's actually honestly amazing. I feel like I can appreciate my own life way more than I could with social media, because of everything that social media threw my way. And I mean, that's kind of the way the algorithm is built. The algorithm on those apps literally studies you, studies your movements. Oh, you like skateboarding? We're gonna show you Nigel Houston, who can hit all the tricks you can. Or you like playing basketball? We're gonna show you this 15-year-old kid that can hit half court shots with ease. And oh yeah, you're like, that's cool, but they know you, like, they'll know they'll keep you scrolling. They're gonna show it to you hundreds of times over and over and over again. it's kind of like the same loop. They'll show you like the same content, but just by different accounts and different pages, and you'll probably come back to it and like it again, so they'll know. Another thing I've gained in hindsight of deleting social media is definitely more meaningful relationships. I feel like most of the people that are on my page, you know, that say that, you know, we're friends, you know, we cool, blah, blah, blah. They don't even have my number, bro. They just have my Instagram page. Which, you know, I don't know how they're doing. I hope they're all doing good. You know, I don't wish hate on anybody, but at the same time, once you just live in your own story, you're not worried about who's texting you on your Instagram page. And people who really care about you will actually just hit your phone instead. They don't need your Instagram to come contact you or, you know, see what you're up to or, you know, let you know positive messages. No, if they really care about you, bro, they'll honestly probably do it in real life. Not saying that those who follow you or whatever don't care about you, but most of the time they're just side characters, and that's the truth. They're just side characters, you know. Once you actually hop offline for a while, you actually get to see and appreciate the time that's being wasted on social media, and you know you can actually look for things to fill up that time. You know, you can be bored every once in a while and try to get an idea of what to do for that day. You could do all the things that you say you didn't have time to do. Go learn Spanish or something like that. I know there's a lot of goals that people say that they don't have time for, or they don't do it because, you know, they're constantly scrolling social media. In the meantime, you also get to see the lure that social media has over people. Social media constantly feeds on our desires, our wants, and stuff like that. You know, even I used to doom scroll Facebook Marketplace from time to time because, oh, I saw this car I really wanted, or I really wanted to build a car. I'm a car guy through and through, bro. Like, and that's how they really get you every single time. It's the same cycle. Once you break the cycle, you get to actually appreciate the time you're actually missing out on. People have a fear of missing out on, you know, FOMO. Once you delete all your social medias, all that stuff kind of starts to just fade away, you know. And I'm not saying that, you know, fear of missing out isn't real and you shouldn't have any goals and aspirations and wants. Of course, you're going to need that. You know, it's good to have that to a certain level. After a while, it kind of just starts to get toxic, you know, like things like, oh, there's street race. I want street race. I want this. I want that. I want these fine ass girls. I want all this money that they're having. He got a BMW M3 at my age, you know, all that stuff, you know, the locking in reels and things like that, you know, you just realize none of that really matters, you know. It's just all about you and your moment and living in time, you know, enjoying the time you're here on this earth. And, you know, it's once you relieve that back pressure, bro, it feels great. Now, I'm not saying that, you know, all those things can't happen to you and they won't happen to you, or even that deleting social media will fix all these issues and fix that want and burning desire in your heart. No, of course not. But it's just great to not have that mentality, that toxic mentality, that toxic thought process that, oh, you know, he's wanted, now I gotta get it, you know what I'm saying? I felt that. I mean, everybody who's online feels that, but at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't. Truthfully, it doesn't. It all leads up into just distractions from being the great person that you already are, and just distractions from using your time wisely. And all you should be doing really is just enjoying your time. You already have to go to work and things like that. Just enjoy your time, man. You don't need all this in your life. But yeah, that's my experiences. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you guys can appreciate my insight, and I'll catch y'all in the next one, bro.